Welcome to night two of our client acquisition workshop for 2025. Things have changed, guys. The model has changed. And if you're just beginning in your career or you're looking to get your next set of couple clients, like, please pay attention to what Joe's going to present tonight because it's going to be epic. The housekeeping notes. Number one, if you're a VIP, stay tuned. We got a special private Q&A for you next week, next Thursday. You'll be getting the link and the details for that. And related to that, replays of this call are going to go out to you guys as well via email. So stay tuned to that if you missed last night and trying to catch up, or if you just want to review all of it, we got you covered. We'll share them with you. We don't like to share replays because we like to have you here live. We'll share them with you because this is just too good to miss. So. And same thing with the Q&A for VIP too, if you can't happen to make that. But that's what's up for my housekeeping notes. Joe, turn it over to you.
Love this. Love this. Love this. I'm just going to kick this off because, well, I'm missing jujitsu tonight. So I'm here for a really good reason because I want to see you guys succeed. But after this, I also promised my wife we're going to get ice cream. So we have a fairly rough 8 o'clock cutoff, and I have a whole lot of shit that I want to teach you guys. Okay? So, anybody that was on yesterday's call, what a guy. Thanks, Michelle. Good to see you on here. Who was on last night's call? Just drop in the chat like I was there last night, whatever you want to say. Me works perfect. I was too. I wasn't really talking that much. And when I was talking shit. Right? I'm really good at that. Okay? I think all of us here are good at that. I was also just here to kind of keep you guys some company. But tonight, Jason passed the mic over to me. Okay, and so now I'm going to be hosting night two for all of you guys. And before I dive in, or we dive in together, I think it's fair that you know who I am. Okay, so hi, I'm Joe Hoy. I'm not quite as recognizable as Jason. Okay, he probably says fuck more often than I do. And I promise you, he's made way more money than me. Okay, but he's also a really good friend of mine. And before that, he was my coach and mentor, and quite honestly, he still is a lot of the time. Because before I was a part owner of NCI and spending the majority of my work hours in this business, I was running my own coaching business. Just like you guys are, or want to be, okay? And full transparency, I was the guy that he was talking shit about last night. Had the day job, COVID hit, saw an opportunity to coach online because everyone got free money, and I did exactly that. And let me tell you, I got really cocky in my first 2 years of business, okay? Money was being printed like it was toilet paper from the government. People were bored out of their minds because they weren't at work, and they were numbing with food, so weight gain was inevitable. It was literally the perfect storm. So I quit my day job in surgery when I doubled my salary online. I ended up bringing the business to $282,000 a year in my best year during COVID. Then guess what happened? The world got turned back on. And then, as a result, my business got turned off. I went from having literal $10,000 launch days from my challenges to $1,000 silent months. I fell down from my $282,000 years to about $6,000 in monthly revenue. And guys, there's a key word there I want you to hear. It starts with an R, not a P. It was revenue, not profit. Okay, $6,000 a month in revenue. It's not like you get from a paycheck. So my back was against the wall because I'm the kind of guy that burns the boats. Okay? When I quit my job in surgery, I also let my continuing education expire for the operating room because I never wanted to go back. I didn't want to give myself any other choice than to succeed. And eventually I did. But I didn't until I met Jason, until I listened to what he said, applied what he said, learned what he said, and improved from everything I did. So then I took from my $6,000 months and I brought them to $52,000 months in exactly 12 months. You guys can do the math on what that brought me yearly. It didn't suck. But guess what? Money's not everything, okay? And for someone that hasn't made a lot of it, I know it's hard to be like, yeah, Joe, sure. Like, it would be nice if I made a lot of money. But guess what? It's true. And what did suck was the model of how I made the money. The exact model that Jason was actually teaching. The exact model that Jason will tell you you should never do. The model I'll tell you you should never do. In the exact model that Jason was talking about all last year. Okay, I knew it sucked. He knew it sucked. And every other coach that had an ounce of success in the industry also knew it sucked. Because to grow, you had to feed the 24/7 content engine. To go from growth to scale, you had to hire more team members and assistant coaches. Your team members ate your profit, so unless you made it out of the shitty middle spot of 1 to 5 assistant coaches, you were working more, managing more, and making less. Who wants to do that? Because if you can do it, we can help you there too. But quick show of hands, who would be down to do that? Nobody raises their hand. Funny. Okay. Well, it's a good thing that's not what we're talking about. Okay? Because it sucked. And it's also why all of us are here today. It's why Jason put us in this room. It's why Tyler showed up, Dan showed up, Jaron showed up, Dustin showed up, I showed up, Joe too showed up. Right? Because we know it sucks. And we don't want you guys to see that because the rest of the industry is going to teach you that. Because they don't really know the new model yet. Okay? So, here's kind of what happens. Like, we're passionate about this exact model that you started learning last night, that you're going to learn more about tonight, and that you're going to fully understand by the end of tomorrow night. Because this new model will literally make you money while you're on this webinar. Like, I'll bet you if I asked Dan to go in GHL, look at transactions, and look at the past 10 minutes, I'll bet you we have something that made us $1 while we've all been on here and not doing other forms of work. It'll make you guys money while you sleep. It'll make you money while you do anything. Because this new model that we're teaching you works for you. You don't work for it. Let's see. Dude, that's awesome. I love that, Joe. Thank you for the proof. And by the way, that $2, like, that's not really exciting. What's exciting is when that $2 turns into $2,000. That's exciting. Okay? Now, like I was saying, the new model works for you. You don't work for it. So what I want to start going over tonight is how to make it work for you, really. And it's going to start with traffic, right? And what I mean by traffic is attention, the attention that you're getting online from the right people, okay? And why is this important? Show off. Yeah, Michelle, you're going to be showing off soon. We'll get you there. That's the goal. So guess what? If you have nobody coming to you, right, aka you have no traffic and you have no attention, you could have the best model in the world. You could create the best results in the world. But you have nobody to create those results for, so you're broke. And tonight, what I want to do is share the 3 main traffic pillars, and I want to help you map 3 simple actions at the end of this to start filling the top of your funnel by the end of this week, okay? And so, by the way, like, this is when the training becomes a training, and it becomes note-taking time, okay? So, notes app, pen and paper, stone and something to carve into the stone, like, do what you want, just make sure you take some notes. Okay, so the 3 pillars of traffic consist of organic. Okay, this is gonna be free, but you have the least amount of control. And arguably, I'll get into this in a second, it's actually not free at all. You have paid. Obviously, that's not free. We're talking about paid right there. However, this is predictable, and you have specific volume on demand as long as you exchange your money for their leads. And then you have partnerships. Borrow specific audiences that others have spent months, years, or decades creating in literal minutes. Okay? These are the 3 main ways you're going to get traffic and attention. Some of you are going to be great at organic. I'm not. Some of you are going to be great at OPA or partnerships. That's me. Find your strength. That's what we want to do tonight. Okay? And so now what I want to do is I want to dive deeper on all of these. So again, we have organic. Okay? Here's what I think matters with organic. You're going to be posting to your feed, you're going to be posting to reels, stories, engaging with others through manual comments, DMs, likes, shares. You're going to go live regularly. In my opinion, after learning all 3 traffic sources, and by no means am I professional at any of these, I'm just pretty okay at all of them, organic is my least favorite. Because although most of us are looking at this as free, that's a lie. That's a lie somebody told you, or it's a lie that you're telling yourself. Okay, it actually couldn't be further from free. Because you're not spending your money, that's true, but you are spending massive amounts of time and energy. The two things that can make you 1,000 times more through smarter activities. Yeah, Nicole, you nailed it. You're smart. I've seen your comments throughout last night. You get it. I like this. Okay, so guess what? Time and energy. Really, really expensive. If you spend it right, it can make you a whole lot of money, but you got to do it right. Sometimes organic content's not the move. Sometimes it is. Okay, but at the same time, guys, what do I know? Right? Because there are plenty of people that we can all think of that have created huge and dedicated followings that will buy anything they say. Okay, so what I'm saying here is organic is not really for me. There's a reason I'm talking about it, and the reason is because it could be for you. Okay? It's just not for me, and that's part of the game. Knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses. Do more of what you're good at and either stop or outsource what you suck at. Some things you can't suck. You can't stop. But inside every traffic pillar, what I want to do is I want to give you my weekly MVPs. Okay? Weekly minimum viable plans. So what this is the bare minimum you should be doing if you want to expect any resemblance of an outcome that you want. Okay? So for organic, here we go. Note time again. 2 mirror posts a week. What a mirror post is that's when you share with your followers that you used to be where they are. Okay? You share the struggles that you faced and they're currently living in. But after, you start to transition into how you overcame it. And by the end of the post, or reel, or story, whatever it is, you change your I statements into you statements. You start telling them how they can do the same thing that you did. 2 of these a week. Relatable, showing that you know the path, have traveled the path, and can teach them the path. Now we have 2 command posts. Command an emotion from your audience. Emotion creates movement, okay? If you guys can create feelings, you can direct those feelings to take action on whatever it is you want. But you can only create and command emotions when you understand who you're talking to at depth. After your 2 command posts a week, I want you to make 1 authority post. Okay, share the fact that you are literally the only possible solution that your followers have. Why you are different and why your method is different for the exact people that you want to help. Okay? I used to help women 50 plus. Guys, I'm 31. And I'm a guy. Clearly. How much sense does that make? It made plenty of sense. I had 120 clients at one point and 5 coaches. But it's only because, clear, yeah, I love it. It's only because I position myself as the authority in the space. Okay? You guys need to learn how to do that. For me, I gave myself this nickname. Don't tell anybody this because I never actually told people this, but I gave myself my own nickname, and I know it's the lamest thing to do, but it fucking worked. I was called the man for fat loss and menopause. Super polarizing. Some women are like, hey, fuck this guy. Some women are like, hey, like whoever can help me get a result, I'm down for it. If this is the man for menopause, I'm going to him. So, you know what? Make up your own nickname. Just don't tell people until like 7 years later. Then you can tell them. Okay, next, rant over. I want you guys to create a soft offer post. Okay, so we have 2 mirror posts, 2 command posts, 1 authority post, 1 soft offer post. This is a call to action post or a CTA post to your viewers and followers, only ever talking about what you do at the top of the funnel. Okay, and so if we understand a funnel, we have top, middle, bottom. Top of funnel is where it's brand new people that don't know you. If they don't know you, they don't trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not gonna pay you premium prices. Don't try and sell them expensive shit. Okay, we'll get to that here in a second. Okay? So what I mean by that, expensive shit, like don't sell them that, is sell them the top of funnel thing. Sell them the thing that gets them a quick result. So for me and my 50-year-old ladies, it was a 5-day challenge where my clients could lose 5 pounds. Guys, like I'm just gonna mirror what Jason said last night. Absolutely cringy as fuck. I know, and I hated it, and I still do. But guess what? If I didn't say it, somebody else was gonna, right? So I might as well be that guy because I knew that if I could get them into my premium coaching, I could show them the right way. Right? This is like the definition almost of a bait and switch with the best of intentions. Give them that quick fix that they've always wanted and then tell them later on like, "Hey girl, look, I know it helped. I know it's nice to see fast results, but it's not how you're going to get there and stay there. This is how you do it." And they're like, "Well, okay, Joe, I kind of like you. You are the man for fat loss and menopause anyways, and I know you didn't give that nickname to yourself. So yeah, I trust you." Little do they know I did, right? And so think about that. Like, think about the cringy thing that you hate. That's probably what your top of funnel product should be. And good to see you. Okay, so next, inside organic, we're gonna have, yeah, exactly, Michelle. You're gonna have DM scripts you can use, and even many chat flows, which is kind of getting into the new model. For DM scripts, we wanna open with something like this, right? So fill in the blanks. Hey, name, what's your number one goal with topic? Question mark. Wait until they answer. Say, oh great, I actually have a free resource on that. It's almost like you planned who you're gonna talk to, how well you know them, and the fact that you already have something made for them. Say, I made this resource for you, any interest in it? They say, yes, wow, this is so crazy. It's like you know exactly the things I struggle with. Yes, I do want that. You say, cool, here it is. Great, you've just gotten yourself a low ticket purchase. That could be worth $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 later on, okay? So next, in organic traffic, we have stories. Okay, you can do this on a daily basis or a slide-by-slide basis. I like to do slide-by-slide, right? It moves a little faster. Slide one, I'll lead with a micro tip that is followed by a problem, right? So here's the tip I would tell you to do if you had this problem. You're speaking to somebody specific. Slide two, or day two, share a client win that listened to that micro tip and the lesson they learned from it. Day three or slide three, again, similar to the soft offer that I talked about in your posts, soft offer. Reply with a keyword or like vote on your poll and you'll DM them. Ultimately, we're getting them to the low ticket offer, okay? And so then lastly, in organic, this is gonna be something that comes up for the rest of the night, promise. And the rest of the time you spend with me and Jason and anyone else here at NCI. We have KPIs we gotta track, okay? Key performance indicators. Because as with everything in business, we don't make emotional decisions on what to do next. Or do we? Raise your hands if you make emotional decisions on what you think or feel should be the next thing you do. You guys are liars. But that's okay. So, because I do, and I've trained myself not to, okay? So, what we do instead is we make data-based decisions, okay? So, what I would do with my organic content, I would always look at my number of likes, my number of comments, shares, saves, and views. I would also look at the number of, or not the number, but the percentage of non-followers watching my content along with the average watch time of each video. And so then based on this, I can make data-based decisions, not fucking emotion-based decisions, right? Because, okay, guys, just be honest with me for a second, please. Raise your hand if you've spent a ton of time making a post that you're like, yup, this is the one. Like, I'm competing with Oprah Winfrey after this one. Raise your hand. And then it didn't hit. Yes, same. And then my dumbass sets up my coffee machine over there in my crappy iPhone from like 2 years ago because my personal phone is full, create this grainy video with a stupid hook that makes me cringe and I get 150,000 views. Guess what? My feelings tell me to make the fun one again that was cool and flashy. My data tells me to make the one again that got me 150,000 views. Okay, data over feelings, please. For the love of everything. Okay, diving into, yeah, Dan, you're right. I got a secret TikTok. If you guys find it, you get $1 million. Promise you. Handshake. So diving into traffic pillar 2. Okay. We have my current, okay, keyword here, current favorite pillar. Anybody got guesses? Drop it in there. It's also OnlyFans. Paid ads, nailed it. Okay? But to be fair, guys, to give traffic pillar number 3 a little bit of love, traffic pillar number 3 is the pillar that doubled my business to $52,000 months in under 30 days. Okay? So, paid ads are my favorite now. Got to show some love for other people's audience. Okay? So, similar to organic traffic, we're only ever driving to the first step in your funnel. Okay? The same or some low-cost product that does not require your time and does speak to a massive and specific pain point in your ideal client's life. Again, mine was a 5x5 reset. That's what I called it. Hint, you might actually see it again soon. We'll see. Might be fun. 5 pounds down in 5 days without ever tracking a single calorie. Feel free to steal it from me. I don't even care. So, I had a simple offer that promoted an extremely high value and low cost solution, AKA too good to say no to when placed in front of the right person. Okay? Paid ads for this are generally going to look something like this. And it doesn't matter if we're talking Meta, that's my jam. So Instagram or Facebook. It doesn't matter if we're talking TikTok, Google, Pinterest, you name it, it's ultimately going to be the same thing. Okay? You will have 3 levels or layers of every ad. And I'm going to start at the top and I'll work our way into the bottom. So, number 1, we have campaigns. Okay? Campaigns. This is where you tell the advertising platform what your desired result is. Okay? What I mean by this is, well, what do you want to happen from the ad? Okay? Do you want people to watch a simple video? Do you want them to click a link? Do you want them to opt in and submit a form for something free? Or would you guys be most happy if you got paid? You have all these options and more. Like, you can literally pick any of them and optimize for anything. But I'm gonna tell you what, you want sales, okay? So your campaign objective, and this is not always true, but like 90% of the time is going to be sales. Here's why. I'm just talking about Meta here, but I guess this will go with any advertising platform on the internet. Meta is really smart, guys. Like, it watches everything we do on Meta, well, on Facebook, on Instagram, on their third-party sources, and it studies that. And it knows, it's like, okay, Joe Harris is somebody that doesn't typically buy anything from ads, but I've seen him opt into a lot of things. But Gloria, I've seen purchase a whole lot of shit at 11 p.m. on a Friday night. So we're gonna show the sales ad to Gloria, right? And it knows. And so that's why we choose the objective we want, because we want to get in front of the people that take the action that we want. Big, big, big deal here. And I used to downplay it and be like, well, brand awareness will show me to more people, so in theory I should get more sales. Doesn't work. Go for what you want. Don't sway, please. Okay? Beneath your campaign level or layer, you have your ad set. Ad set. This is where you tell the platform who on their platform you want to put the ad in front of, along with where on the platform you want to put the ad. Okay? And so this is where knowing the client that I like to call your 7-figure client, not because they're gonna pay you 7 figures, but because they're gonna pay you the most, they get the best results from what you do, and they're also the most enjoyable to work with. To me, that's worth $1 million, right? Like, honestly, the reason I ended my coaching business is because I didn't really love it. It was actually impossible for me to find a 7-figure client because they don't exist in that demographic. Guys, I spent 90 minutes planning this training for you guys. Before that, I created 72 ads for NCI. Before that, I created 2 other landing pages, and before that, I was on a private call with clients. And I could do this till 10 o'clock at night. Because all of you looking back at me right now, you're my 7-figure client. It makes it easy, it makes it fun, it makes it worth it. That's who you guys need to find. That's who you need to put inside your ad set. Okay? Small rant, but huge, huge, huge level of importance. Okay? So what you can think about here is age, gender, location, relationship status, job or career, interests, demographics, are they parents or not, and literally everything in between in any combination of all of the above. Okay? In my opinion, the ad set level is the single biggest factor that will make or break your success. Okay? Because if you pick the wrong objective, right? Let's say that you pick link clicks and you nail your ad set with the perfect person and put the perfect product in front of them. And then you go to your ad level and your video sucks and whatever you just wrote on that ad absolutely sucks. Well, it doesn't really matter because the perfect person that's looking at the perfect product for them will buy every time. So tons of attention on your ad set level, okay? This is where 90% of my attention goes lately. Why? What's going on, Dan? Hang on, let me read. Oh, Gloria, you got the recording, you're good. You can watch it while you're online shopping at 11 o'clock on a Thursday. I don't actually know if that's your jam. 8? Okay, so ad sets, audiences, placements. That's where I spend 90% of my time. But then we have one more layer, and I briefly hinted at it, and it's the ad itself. It's the lowest level. Okay, so the ad itself is going to contain the direction that you are sending this paid traffic. Okay, usually it's going to be your landing page for a low ticket offer. You will also have your ad copy and your ad creative. I want you to think of it as the copy is like the caption of the ad, right? So like when you guys are making your Instagram post, you write that big long caption, that's your copy, okay? It's the text that somebody actually reads. And then you have your creative, and I want you to think of that as the picture or the video that they look at, and that's usually what stops their scroll, okay? Super important. So here's the problem. Michelle just emailed me a TikTok account that is not actually mine, I don't think. And it says I owe her $1 million. I can't wait to watch what this is. This is going to be good. But I'm going to be in some debt if she found something I forgot I made. So, guess what? I lost my place. So,
Sorry about that.
You're good, you're good. I mean, I could have just ignored it, but it's more fun to not. So here's the thing. Here's the problem with ads. We're all new coaches, right? Like, maybe some of us are at 10K months. Raise your hand if you're at 10K months or above. Okay, we're all fairly new coaches. Cash can be tight. Spending cash when cash is tight is super scary, okay? And ads require money. So maybe it's not the greatest place to start. But then again, maybe it is because you don't need to spend a ton. So here's what I would do for all of you guys, okay? I would test a small daily amount of cash. $5 per day per ad set for maybe 3 to 4 ad sets a day, and then check daily to see what's working and what's not. That means we're spending $15 to $20 a day, and we can get real data in 24 hours to make informed decisions and drive that cost down, right? I'll bet you, even if you guys are tight on cash, you could try $150, get some data, and see if you can start winning. Okay, but if not, that's okay because there's 2 other traffic sources, okay? And so here's your weekly MVPs for paid traffic. This one I want to keep really, really simple. You have your CPA, so your cost per acquisition, self-explanatory. How much does it cost you to acquire a customer? Then you have your CTR, the percentage of people that click on your ad. Okay, and so if there's 100 views and 1 person clicks, you have a 1% CTR. I know that seems low, but a 1 to 3% CTR is healthy. And if you guys know your audience, it's not that hard to hit. Okay, promise. There's more we could look at, but there's no need, right? Most of my time is spent looking at those 2 things on 2 different layers. Okay, and so that's why I want to keep it simple. But again, like I said, we're going to look at this on 2 levels. Remember, we have our ad sets, so audience and placements, right? And what I do here is I'll look to see which audiences are doing better than others. Like I said, for you guys, you'll have 3 to 4. I'll compare this, see which one has the highest CPA, that's bad, and which one has the highest CTR, that's good, right? Depending on those, I will shut off the bad ones, keep the good ones on, either attribute that money to the good ones and spend twice as much, or build another audience and test them again to see if I can drive costs even further down, okay? And then, guess what? Same thing for ads, but now we're not looking at audiences, we're looking at copy and creative, right? Please don't test both at once. Pick one at a time. Test a video against another video, keep your captions the same, or keep your video the same and create 2 different copies. Then dive into your ad level and see if one is getting a way lower CPA than the other. If so, turn the one with a high CPA off, create a new one, and test against that to see if you can keep driving spend down. Guys, this is the daily repeatable process that realistically will take you under 15 minutes a day if you're running 2 to 4 ad sets. It's not long, okay? It's so good. And when you start nailing this and you start actually profiting from ads, I mean, we have 72 ads running right now. It took me, I don't know, an hour and a half today to go through everything. I could have stopped there. But like I said, 7-figure client, I love working with you guys. I didn't want to. But you're going to find that if you can start nailing this, you have so much more time in your day and so much more money in your bank account. 6-figure career kickstart. Okay. And then let's see, the last thing I want to talk about for ads, we have a whole nother campaign because what I just explained is called prospecting ads. These are ads going to brand new people that have never heard of you. They're not on your email list. They're not on your Instagram or your Facebook. They've never heard of you. But then we also have retargeting ads, okay? And so retargeting ads show the same people, the same ads multiple times until they either take action or don't, at which point it will move on. This is more of a set it and forget it play. It doesn't need constant revisions, but it's still something I would look at and be cognizant of daily, okay? And then lastly, we have traffic as we have our third traffic pillar, which is other people's audience. That was my previous favorite. It's a lot of work, but there is a huge reward behind it, okay? So we can call this partnerships, we can call this other people's audience, we can call this OPA. I'll probably call it OPA for the rest of the night. This is where you find someone that has already spent months, years, or decades building an audience full of the exact people that you can help in a massive way. Then, simply inserting yourself into that pre-made traffic and positioning yourself as the authority, okay? Guess why this is easy? Number one, like obviously the audience is there, but it is for ads too. So what's the difference? Guys, raise your hand if you trust every ad you see. No hand raises. I certainly don't. Guys, raise your hand if there's some person on social media, whether it's a podcast, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, doesn't need to be all of them, but there's somebody that you've never met that for some reason you trust implicitly. Raise your hand. I got like 4 people I can think of. This is why OPA is a game changer, because they have the audience at volume and they've already built the trust, right? And so now when you go onto their show or their email list or their Instagram live, it's like, wow, well, Anne is spending time with Autumn and I really trust Autumn. And well, if Autumn likes Anne, then fuck, I do too. And you just won the trust of 20,000 people. Just because you spend time with this person. Good for you. I love it. So OPA is huge, right? And then, let's see. Here's my best ways to collaborate. Like, maybe not best, but probably the easiest. We have lead magnet swaps. I would actually change that word. I should have censored myself. Fuck lead magnets. Low ticket offer swaps, right? And so if you guys both help women over 50, but you help them lose weight and they help them fix their relationship, trade lead magnets, right? Like, you've never talked to your audience about their shitty relationship with their husband. Why don't you bring it up and be like, hey, I made this friend that'll fix it. Any interest? She just tapped into an audience that's super warm that needs that help. That relationship coach has never talked about weight loss and like body image, but most of them have it. So put yourself there, right? Very easy swap, very easy to facilitate. Next, we have guest emails. You can take over an entire campaign, right? So a series of emails. You can take over one email, or least friction, you can take over a PS line, right? Let the guy, whoever it is, like talk Jason into this. It's not gonna help, by the way, because he doesn't have your client, but try it anyways. Talk Jason into this, like, Jason, you're really good at copywriting. Write one of your emails. Can I just toss you like $100 and just buy the PS line in your email? Jason writes this amazing copy about how you're going to get rich and the old model sucks. Everybody is teaching it. We're not, and we're going to make you win. And then it's like, P.S. I have a friend that's already won from this, and he helps 30-year-old men get more jacked than ever without even having to lift a weight. If that audience is there, they're going to win, right? So PS lines can be huge, super simple, fast to write, fast to implement, cheap to buy. Same with newsletters, same with bloggers, same with podcasters, except now you're talking, now you're actually talking. You're not just reading text. So the level of connection gets deeper. And then if you want, you can go even deeper and do an Instagram Live or collaborate on YouTube videos. So then the connection gets deeper. You have audio, but then you also have visuals. More trust, okay? And so what blew me up was podcasts. I can't tell you the amount of podcasts I've been on. Most would get me probably 0 to 5 clients. One got me 82. All you need is one. What would happen if you guys had the systems built, the infrastructure ready, and you could take on 82 clients? Would you guys be happy? Would that be nice if you got 82 clients from one 60-minute show with someone that you sent an email to? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I would. It's not a trick question. 82 times whatever you charge a month is a whole lot of smiles, right? So here's what it used to look like for me. And guys, I swear to God, this script works. Please go back in the recording and use it or write it down. Okay, so it's, hey, name, I just listened to insert podcasts, episode name. I can't believe how deep you went on that. I especially loved when you mentioned insert specific moment during the show. Hey, I'm really sorry for the random email. To be honest, I found your podcast after polling my current clients, and I found that over 70% were already listening to your show. And honestly, after listening to it myself, I see why. That leads me to believe there are a whole lot more people like them that I could help that listen to your show. My name's Joe, 30-year-old guy. I know it's weird. I help 50-year-old women lose fat. I talk about menopause. And honestly, it's like a big talking point. I have a great story around this. Do you have any interest in kind of partnering and collaborating with me on your show? For the longest time, I didn't even have a show. But I eventually created one, and then it got easier. It's like, I'll come on your show, you can come on mine. Right? Since you're reaching out to them because they're a perfect fit, well, guess what? You're also a perfect fit for them. You're now offering them value as well. It gets easier. Okay, make this simple for them. Turnkey. Give them copy for the bio. Give them a headshot without them asking. Right? Create a specific landing page for them. Create a specific giveaway or coupon for them. Pitch 10 dates that work for you and just be pick one. I'm good with anything. And if those don't work, just tell me a date and I'll be there. And then make a clear promise that their audience is going to love. Track who you've reached out to. Track if they responded. And then pay them if you need to. But do your research. Okay? So just quick Google Sheet tally of did you reach out? Did they respond? If not, keep reaching out until they either say yes or tell you to fuck off is usually the name of the game. And then consider paying them. So that could look like a flat fee. That's what I've done. It could look like an agreed upon CPA. So every client you pull from their show, you give them X amount of dollars, or it could look like a percent of a rev share. I've never done the last two, but I'm not saying you can't. Okay? And that's it, guys. Your 3 traffic pillars. Was this helpful? Yes in the chat. Yes or no in the chat. Love it. Cool. Well, I'm not done. So that's beautiful. But I want to take it a step further. I want to help you guys implement so that at the end of the week, we can have some leads or paying clients. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to pick one primary pillar of the 3. Organic, paid, OPA for the next 7 days. Drop the one you're choosing in the chat. Also, write it down wherever you're taking notes, but drop it in the chat. Renee, as we wait for these to roll in, how much would you offer to pay for the podcast appearance on average? I don't offer shit. I got on the co-host of the Dr. Phil Show's podcast, 4.2 million YouTube subscribers and like 2 million Apple subscribers for free. I had no business being on there, but I got on. And then I paid some schmuck with like 4,000 dedicated listeners, like $500, and I didn't get shit. Like and so that was my sign. Like unless I was certain that I would convert, not a dime. Like, hey, what can I do for you? But not a dime. Okay. So next, because I'm going to read this here in a second, we're not done. I want you to write your next 3 actions beneath that inside the chat. Okay. And this is not like some bullshit engagement thing. This is so that I can actually audit you and make sure that the actions you're taking are the right actions. Okay. Notes is so that you can remember and actually do the things that turn you into a 6-figure coach, because raise your hand if that's why you showed up. Who wants 6-figure career out of coaching online with people that you love, helping them out of a problem that you probably faced and don't want them to face? That was me in the beginning until I started attracting 50-year-old ladies. Then it wasn't me. But it was in the beginning. So let's see what we got in the chat. Before that, actually, I'm going to give you guys ideas. If you chose organic, here's 3 ideas. Update your bio and the link with who you serve, how you serve them, and the pain they can avoid when they click the link in their bio, in your bio. That is your top of funnel offer. Next, I want you to draft 1 piece of mirror, 1 piece of command, and 1 soft offer post. And then lastly, I want you to DM 10 warm people. Don't do cold DMs. Jason will shoot you and me. Warm people with your script that we just talked about, leading to your low ticket resource. What does warm mean? They follow you and engage with your stuff. I actually consider people that follow you and don't engage cold. So they engage with your stuff. They voted on your poll. They liked your story. They commented on your post. They DM'd you. That's warm. DM 10 of those people. Give them the thing. Use the script. Okay? If paid, install your pixel, because we're talking meta here. Install your pixel and verify your domain. Promise you guys, like, get through that. It is a bitch. It is confusing. The back end of Meta is not pretty and shiny like a lot of other websites, but you only got to do it once. So get through that. The rest of this gets really easy. That's step 1. Next, build 1 landing page with a simple headline, 3 bullets, and an order form, plus a confirmation page. Step 2, launch 2 to 4 $5 a day ad sets with 2 creatives and 1 piece of copy. That is $10 to $20 a day. Run it for the week. You will get data. If you look at it every day and you make changes every day, you will get a massive amount of data from the $70 to $140 you spend, and you might even get your first couple of purchases. I'm not kidding. We're here to help. And then if OPA or partnerships, make a list of 20 people that have your dream audience. Okay? Guys, don't go email Oprah Winfrey if you have 77 followers. Like, be reasonable. But at the same time, don't. Because this dumbass got on the fucking 4.2 million person podcast, right? So like, shoot your shot. But at the same time, what I would do if you're making 20, put like 3 to 5 high rollers on there, and the rest of them are like maybe 1 to 2 notches above where you're at. It's still gonna make a huge difference. Promise, okay? Follow up with those people every 2 to 3 days until you get a response. Book 1 collab date and then prep. That's it, okay? So now, let's see. Organic, paid, OPA, organic. Oh wow, you got a nice mix of this stuff. A lot of organic. Might try paid too. Nicole, you're smart enough to figure out paid. Promise. You can do it. Yeah, Gabriel, paid is just like meta ads, Facebook, Instagram ads. Honestly, like there's more. You can do Google. I can help you there slightly. You could do TikTok. You could do Pinterest. If you're doing ads and you want my help, do Meta, because that's where I can help. There you go. Growing with cringy hooks. That's helpful. Okay, and now we're getting into this. Book my August one-to-one call with me. One-to-one call with me. I love that. That's a good step. Do it soon because I'm going to Burning Man. 2, set up an ad campaign. Love that. Beautiful. We can do a screen share. Launch certainty flow. Those are some big steps, girl. I like that.
Well, the funnel's done. The email automation's done. Like the framework and everything is done. So I just have to actually like get it set up and go.
Heck yeah. Good job. I love that.
Thanks.
Okay. Kristen, 2 mirror posts, 2 command posts, 1 authority post. Okay, either take one of those out if it's too much or add in a 4th one and like follow up with people that engage. Because the only way that organic works is if you work with it. Whereas ads will work when you sleep. So just keep that in mind. Vintage. Wow. Joe 2 is really getting after Steph. Steph, I'm sorry you got to deal with that. Let's see. 3 posts daily, create a $7 offer. Okay, love this. Nicole, you're on point. Engagement post with 1,200 comments. Look at you. So that's where, like, if you start nailing that, Nicole, if you can always create 1,200 comments, that's where you get ManyChat. That's where you dive in. Okay. And so I hope this was helpful, guys. We can always dive way deeper on any of this. You guys can always ask me anything, but like, I'm hoping that you guys are still typing because I want to review a few more of these. But as you are, and please keep typing, I want to address the elephant in the room. Okay? I can do this in my sleep. Jason could do it in a fucking coma. Okay? But I couldn't. And he couldn't. Right? Just like many of you couldn't before tonight's training. You didn't know what the steps were. But like I said, pick 1 source and 3 actions. These are not your final actions. They are your starting steps. Okay? You've got a really long road ahead of you if you want to become a 6-figure coach. Okay? And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's a way to make it shorter. That road does not get shorter. You have to do the things that get you there. But here's where you start to get control. The only piece of control you have is to decide the speed that you want to travel down that long road. Okay? And this is literally why 6-figure career kickstart was created. Because we know the coaching space. We see it daily. You guys are passionate. You care about creating results. You all just raised your hand 10 minutes ago and told me so. But guess what? Caring doesn't always create conversions, right? And I want to help you bridge that gap with you, okay? And so you have Jason that can conceptualize anything on God's green earth and make it make money somehow. You have me that can break this down for you and apply it at speed, what we're going to do on the call with Ann for 30 minutes, she'll be good to go. You have Jaron that is a literal fucking Swiss Army knife at anything he does. You have Dan who will create, troubleshoot, and then simplify any piece of tech you could ever possibly imagine. And then not to mention you have the plug and play templates you'll get, the review and feedback loops for rapid optimization so you can actually get to where you want to be faster. That's how we travel down that long road fast. Okay? You have Jason, and me too, that will call you on your shit bluntly because we love you and want to see you win more than we want to see your ego stay intact. You have pixels, tagging, workflows, UTMs, data tracking, understanding the data, making literal $1 million decisions that you have no clue about yet. But it's all here, and it's, again, why we created the 6-figure kickstart. So guys, similar to last night, if you were on with us, I want you to text Dustin. Dustin, if you're still on, just drop your number in the chat. Yeah, he is, great. Okay? Same as last night, text him 2 things. Number 1, your name, so he knows who the heck he's talking to. And number 2, the word career, so that he knows where you came from. Like, what are we talking about? Okay, and for anybody watching on replay, the same is true. Like, Dustin's phone number hasn't changed in years. It's not going to. Name, career. And when you text him, like, we're not hard selling you anything. We're at 7:53. We're at 53 minutes. I have 7 minutes left. If I was going to pitch you, I would have started pitching you 20 minutes ago. It's not what we do. We just give you the power to make your own decisions, right? And if you text Dustin, we're just going to see if we can even help you, right? If you're ready, and if not, what can we give you to get you ready? So let me see. All right, Dustin's number's in the chat. Guys, give him a text, 717-816-2491. Okay? That's it, guys. We got 6 minutes left. What I'd love to do is just open to a Q&A, and then I'm going to go get ice cream as promised with my lovely wife. So, yeah, full name, not just first name. Good addition, Dustin. Guys, Q&A. Let's dive in. Feel free to unmute. You can raise your hand, do whatever it is you want to do.
Hey, for the OPA, I'll go. Can you somewhere write out or type out and email us that list of what you would suggest? Because I couldn't write that fast, and I noticed somebody else said that too. Stephanie, I believe, said that.
What I would suggest for the outreach email, like what it looks like?
Yes.
Yep. In the chat.
Thank you.
And so here's your cheat code. You don't have to listen to the full episode. What I did is I created a ChatGPT chat, and I told it exactly what I wanted. I was like, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I expect from you. Here's what you're going to get for information. Here's the outcome that I want. And so what I would do is I would copy the host name, the name of the episode, and then the bio. And it would just pull out something from the bio and make it sound really authentic, and it crushed.
And people don't really mind doing that. I think I had somebody reach out to me for that recently, for my audio.
Sorry, what do you mean like they don't mind doing that?
I mean, I don't know how to make it sound like I'm not trying to take some of their audience.
That's a scarcity mindset. That's all that is. Like,
Okay.
You're not like, if you go on their show and you have 400 people that really like Michelle and join your email list, it's not like their email list went from 2,000 to 1,600 and yours went 400 up. Like, you're not taking anything. You're just cross-pollinating, right?
Well,
and so
much on a podcast, but I just mean, like, I had somebody reach out to me recently, and I think he was doing the same thing. He was like, you want to collab on audience? It looks like you know, but I couldn't really, by what he said, he didn't do all the things you said. It was cringy. It was like Michelle said, it was that ick factor. I was like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. So, I mean, ask me how I got to that script. Like, do you think that this is the first email I sent to people? Fuck no. The first one was like, hey, I'm Joe. I'm 26 and I work with women that are 55 and my certification's expired, but I'm really passionate. Like, can I come on your show? And they're like, hey, man, like, how about you never email me again in your life? And I was like, well, that didn't work, so now we're going to switch it, right? And there's a lot of people that really suck at this. And again, like, that's why we're here, because we don't want you to suck at this.
Sounds good. All right, just checking.
No, you got this. What else, guys?
Okay, if nobody's going, can I pick your brain very quick? So my top of funnel, I thought would be like a free protein guide, and that then turns into an upsell for $7 macro guide, just to get them in. And then
What's the $7 thing?
the $7 is a free macro guide. So essentially I tell them this is how you calculate your macros, and this is how you build a meal plan. I have two other things that I would have to find. I can't remember what I did.
Nicole, I'm so glad you're here. It's not going to work.
Okay. Which is why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I love this. Like, this is the conversation that I want to have. So I'm not saying that your product sucks. I'm saying that your positioning sucks. Okay? The people that want your product don't want it because they're like, I wonder what's got good protein. They're like, I wonder what can help me lose the fat on the back of my arms or my midsection or drop inches. So if you take that same exact thing and you position it as the belly bloat blaster,
Yeah.
nothing changed but the title. Save you a whole lot of time for making a new product, and you're getting people in the door.
Yeah. That makes so much more sense.
So think about desired state is ultimately what this is.
So give it a fancy name. It's essentially the same thing. Give it a fancy name and then just have an upsell that lets them do what they are not going to do, but then they go into your free subscription where you do it all for them, right? So the $39 offer, hey, I'm calculating your macros for you, you get your meal plan, you get your grocery list, you don't have to think anymore, you have to just execute. Make it sound fancier. Obviously, this is just like the back end. This is what they're getting, but like call it more marketing-y.
You're
Because
getting there.
clearly,
Yeah.
yeah,
So like think about the cringy shit that you don't want to say. Do that on the front end.
yeah,
Slowly start breaking to them the bad news of like, hey, like it's never going to work. However, I have found a way to make the things that most people hate actually pretty enjoyable. My clients still accomplish this while avoiding this, right? Like
yeah.
I would talk less about features, more about avoiding pain and moving towards pleasure.
Yeah, that's what we go with offer, right? So lose 10 to 20 pounds, lose the stubborn 10 to 20 perimenopause pounds, boost your energy and feel like yourself again without starving yourself or doing hours of cardio all in 2 to 3 weeks.
There you go. Now you're getting there.
Okay,
Good job.
thanks. Now I just have to make my product sound cool.
Chat GPT is your best friend. Also,
Oh, yeah.
surveying people that have your desired problem are your best friend. If you ask them genuine questions and you care about what it is they want to solve and how they want it solved, you're going to get the answer to your product, and you're also going to get your first paying clients because you showed you care about solving their problem and they want it solved. Double whammy. Anything else, guys? I'll take the heat from Claudia if we go 2 minutes late. If anybody has another question.
Go take your wife for ice cream.
I'm gonna, don't you worry. Nicole, you didn't at all.
Favorite flavor?
Oh, glad you asked. I don't know if it's a flavor that's like everywhere. I don't know if me and my mom just got in an argument about this. I don't know if they make it homemade or if they buy it from somewhere else. But chocolate cookie monster and then Mississippi mud. Jesus Christ, Dustin. What, Yazoo bars?
I just bought some Yasso bars, Joe.
Guys, like text Dustin, but tell him to upgrade his fucking ice cream choices.
Dustin, I just bought some. You're good.
Love it.
Love
All right, guys. Any more questions? We're feeling good. Was tonight helpful? Give me a thumbs up if you don't want to chat. Love this. Awesome. Cool. Have an amazing night, everybody. We will see you in 23 hours to wrap this up. Have a good night. Bye.